Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I wanted to show you how to use this offer that comes with die cutting essentials, and it's issue 85. So these are the things that you will get with this set, and the main purpose of this video is to show you how to create flowers using this set. So there are 3 dies in this set that will cut you different sized petals. You can layer them up if you wish, or you can create flowers just from one size. So you'll have large flowers, medium ones and small ones. And these are the stamens that will go in the middle. Now to add these, I'm going to use some wire, and this is 22 gauge wire. It's only thin, it's not strong. You can twist it, you can cut it with your scissors, and that will help you to get the stamens through the petals. Now you've also got some A5 sheets of Foamiran. So these are the colours that you've got them in. You can mix and match them as you wish, or you can make one complete flower from one colour. And these will help you to make the leaves. Now should you run out of the green Foamiran for your leaves, you can always use card, and you can use any leaf dies that you have in your stash, or you can hand cut the leaves as you wish to the size that you want. Now the only other thing I've used is a pokey tool, and that's to poke through the petals to get the wire with the stamens nice and neatly. So let's make a start and make some flowers. Now your Foamiran is soft and pliable, and it will fold up quite easily. So I've folded this piece in half, and I'm going to add the largest die at the top, the middle one along there, the smallest one at the bottom. From the peach sheet, and carefully positioning the die, I've managed to cut these flowers. Now don't forget they are doubled, so you've got twice the amount there that you need. Now the more petals you put in your flower, the fluffier it will be, or the frillier it will be. So that peach one is using all 3 of the dies. This pink one is just using these 2 dies, and I've got 2 layers. I've got 3 layers there. And this one is using just the smallest die. So I'm going to show you 3 different sizes of flowers that we can create with this Foamiran. So let's start with the peach, and we cut all 3 sizes of the petals from this. Now you can use your iron, you can use your hot gun, or you can simply use the heat from your hands to curl these flowers. So all I'm doing is just scrunching them up, and that will give you a crease in your petals. But I'm going to use my hot gun for this, and that will get the shape into these petals just a little bit more. So I'm going to use a pokey tool to hold the petal down, and I'm going to put the heat gun on. Now it will get very noisy, so I'm going to turn the volume down and just heat the flower. Once it's hot and it's curled up, fold it up and roll it in your hands and your fingers so that you get a really tight curl in that petal, and then just let it go to cool down. And you're going to continue then with the rest of the petals. So there are your 3 different sizes of petals all curled up, and now that they're cooled down you can open them out. And you need a ball tool with quite a big ball on the end of it, and you're going to put it into the middle of those, each individual petal, and then with your fingers you're just going to pull that petal around the ball tool, and that will just put some shape into that petal. So I'll bring you in a little bit closer, and then you can see what I'm doing. So don't pull it too hard, you don't want to rip it, but you are going to do the same on all of the petals. So just push it around the ball tool. The heat from your hand will help it to form. And do that for all your flowers, all your layers. Now, to add a little more definition to your petals, you can go around the edges on both sides with the ink that matches your flower. Now, you can make one large flower, one medium-sized flower, and one small flower with the petals that you've got. Or you can mix and match them to make one really big fluffy flower. That's entirely up to you. But I'm going to make two. So I'm going to use large ones, two of the medium ones, and two of the small ones on each flower. So to make this first flower, take your petals, and with your pokey tool you're going to poke a hole through the centre of each one. So we'll just thread these onto the pokey tool. Now you can add a layer of little spot of glue in between all these petals just to keep them layered up nice and neatly. And if you offset the petals you'll get a better look. So there's our flower all laced onto the pokey tool. Now we're going to take 6 of these stamens and we're going to line them up, and then you can either leave them white or you can colour them as you wish. So I'm going to colour mine yellow. Now once you've done that, you need a little piece of wire. So you need something that's probably about 1.5 inches long, and just snip it off. Fold your stamens in half so that you've got them all down at one end, and through that loop you're going to push your wire. Hold your stamens tight, and then you're going to twist your wire around them, and that will then hold them in place. So this is why you don't want a really stiff wire, because you have to twist that together. Now keep your wire to a point at the end. Take these off your pokey tool and push the wire through the holes that you've just created, and very gently pull them through. And there you've got your stamens down at the bottom of your flower. And now if you add a spot of glue on the back, that will hold that in place. And then once your glue is dry, you can snip off the rest of your stamens and your piece of wire. So now we've got 2 lovely flowers that we can add to our card. Now to add some leaves to your flowers, you can fold your foamy around. This is folded into thirds, and you can take a pencil and you can draw leaf shapes out onto your foamy ram and cut round it, or you can use a die, but either way you want some leaves to go around your flowers. And when you've folded it in 3, you'll have 3 leaves that you can now add to your flowers, and they can sit on your card. So for this next flower we've used the middle size and the smallest, and I'm just going to ink around all the edges of the petals with some pink ink. So now with all the inked petals, hold it down with your pokey tool. While they're still hot, fold them into your hand and curl them between your fingers or in the palm of your hand, and then just put them down and let them cool. And you're going to do that with all of them. So once we have them all curled up, we're going to divide them so that we can make flowers. So we'll have 4 lots of petals in this first one. That'll make a big flower. Then we'll have 2 of the large ones and 2 of the small ones, and that'll make a middle-sized flower. And then these 4 small ones will make the small flower. So again, we're going to just stretch the petals out over the ball tool. And you're going to do that with all of them. Very gently so that you don't split the foamy. So just as you did before, you've curled the petals around your ball tool. And now you're going to take your pokey tool and you're going to put a hole into the centre of each one of these layers. Now I just add them to my pokey tool because it's easier for me then to line up all the holes. They're already there for me to put my wire through. So I'm just going to take some wire. It's very easy to cut. Now I like to add 6 of the stamens because once you've doubled them over you then have 12, and then I'm going to go over them with some pink. And that just changes the colour of these stamens ready to add to your wire. So you're going to fold them over, take your wire, thread it through the loop and bend it up. Hold your stamens steady and then just twist your wire, which makes it then easier to poke through the holes that you've made in your petals. So we'll take the poke tool out, we'll put the wire through the hole, there it comes through, and then we're gently going to pull them through so that they sit inside that flower. Add a little spot of glue along there, and then once your glue is dry you can just trim off the stamens and the wire. Now for this smaller flower I've only added 3 stamens to each piece, and I'm going to open these out and poke the pokey tool through the middle. So I've coloured the stamens the same as I did for the other flowers, but there's only 3 and not 6 in this. So now once I've done that, I can take that out and push the wire through, and once I've got those through I can add my glue to the back just to hold them in place, and that gives me a smaller flower that will sit on my card. Once your glue's dry, just snip off the stamens and the wire. Now with the ones that you cut from the smallest die, you don't need the stamens. We're just going to turn these into buds. So we'll do the same thing with our heat gun and our pokey tool. Just heat them up, and then while they're hot we're just going to scrunch them up into tight little balls. Twirl them in your fingers, put them down and let them cool, and you're going to do that for all of them. Now with these small ones you're going to keep them curled up. You're going to keep the first one curled up, you're going to open the second one, you're going to pop this one inside, add a little spot of glue in there and then curl it back up, and do the same with the next one. Now you can make these as big or as small as you want, but there's your little buds ready now to add to your cards, or you can make them into small flowers like we did with the pink ones. So these are the flowers that we've made. From all 3 of the levels of the petals we've made the big flowers. Then using the next 2, the middle one and the smallest one, we've made medium-sized flowers, and then from the smallest one we've made these really tiny flowers, and without the stamens in them we've created some buds. So all those now can be added to cards, and when I've done that I'll show you the cards in photographs at the end of the video. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.